In the repair shop today,
I absolutely love this box.
Will is charmed by a very pretty puzzle.
So does that slide that way? Hold on. I see. Oh, this is really clever.
And a trip to the dentist
Open your mouth.
for one beloved bear.
Looks like I'm giving him something to bite on for the pain.
First visitor of the day is Emma Smith,
Hello.
Hello!
here to see mechanical maestro Mark Stuckey.
Nice to see you.
Whose is this?
So this belonged to my big sister Rachel,
Okay.
who was 9 years older than me.
Right.
And Rachel was born with spina bifida. So her spine was really very curved,
Yeah.
and it meant that she couldn't walk or stand unaided. So she spent a lot of her time in a wheelchair. And she would often ask, when am I going to be able to walk and jump and run? And so my mum and dad found this
Yeah.
and thought it would be the ideal Christmas present for her.
This is a perfect Christmas present,
Yes,
this is.
yeah.
I like this.
So they had it modified for her.
Okay.
So they had this plate put in to support her legs.
Yeah.
And then the handbrake as well, because she didn't have much use of her feet and legs.
Okay.
But she was really poorly at Christmas time and actually spent most of her time in bed. So she did see it, but she wasn't even well enough to sit in it. She got worse and worse over Christmas and then eventually went into hospital, I think, the day before her birthday and stayed overnight and then passed away, which was on her 10th birthday.
Cool.
My dad put this go-kart in the loft along with some of her unopened birthday presents. And there it stayed pretty much for 40-odd years.
Yeah.
My dad passed away in January of this year, so I cleared out the loft.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff. Wow. But this was the last thing to come out, and we got it down and I asked Mum, what would you like us to do with this? And she thought it would be a really nice idea if my kids could make some use of it, but it's not working.
Okay.
So all the steering works OK, I think.
Okay.
No batteries. I'm
Okay.
guessing it was disposed of.
Right.
The battery naturally by now wouldn't have been any good anyway.
And the foot brake is not there no more. Do you want that brought back?
I think I'd like it brought back, yes, please. I would like to keep the plate in, because I think that's a reminder of Rachel and the fact that it was bought for her. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
I think it's part of the healing process.
Yes.
I really do. I think it's been so painful and it's in some ways been locked away in the loft, out of sight. And for my mum, it would make her really happy to see her grandchildren having some pleasure out of it.
Yeah.
It's what it was intended for,
Yeah.
to bring some pleasure and some joy.
Yeah. Emma, thank you for bringing this in.
It's been nice to meet you.
And you both.
All right.
You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Never worked on a go-kart, so that'll be fun. This is really sort of interesting and very different. This has been altered and therefore I've got to retrofit it back to how it originally was intended. First of all, let's turn it on its side. It's actually quite a weight. So what I've got to do, I've got to strip it down to understand how all the electrics function and work together. Right, OK, got it. The seat can now be separated. Right. So I've got to make sure that the motor's functional. As long as the motor is functional, it should be OK, and there'll be a lot of fun in the barn.
While Mark's off the starting line with the go-kart, Will Kirk's in pole position for the next assignment. This well-travelled keepsake holds fond family memories for Angie Wellman.
Hello there.
Hi there.
What's this? It's really sweet.
It is a little puzzle box which belonged to my mum, my late mum actually, and you can see it is slightly damaged.
Does it still work?
Well, it works in that comes off.
Right.
But these side bits are meant to lift up and down, so she'd slide one that way, one the other way, and then these would move up or down, and you can slide open that side of the box, or you can equally slide open that side of the box.
I worked on a few puzzle boxes now,
Oh, have you?
but I hadn't seen one like this before. It's really nice.
It's got a long history. She came over from Hong Kong in 1959, and this was one of the few things that her mum gave her to bring with her all the way over.
How old was your mum when she came over?
She was barely 21.
Really?
Yeah. Someone said to her, they're recruiting in England for nurses, and they'll train you if you want to go over. So she persuaded her family. They raised enough money to buy her a ticket on a boat, and she had to share a bunk with 2 other Chinese girls, and I think the trip was 33 days.
33 days?
Yeah. So when she landed there, she embarked on a sort of nursing career doing training. A lot of her friends had immigrated from the West Indies or Jamaica as well.
My grandmother came over from the West Indies.
Oh, right.
As a nurse.
Oh,
Yeah.
how funny. So, yeah, it's fascinating. And I think she found some sort of solace in quite a few lost souls. And then a couple of years later, she met my father, and they eventually married, and then had myself, and I had a twin sister who's no longer with us, and my younger sister about 4 years later. And sadly, Mum and Dad didn't stay together very long, so Mum brought us up all on her own. And it's terrible because now she's gone, and we'd like to tell her how proud we were of what she'd achieved, really, and what she'd done in terms of bringing the 3 of us up, because she was a great mum.
What was your mum's name?
Her Chinese name was Wing Chan. So, and Chinese people all adopt English names as well. So she was known as Alice Wing Chan. So obviously with her passing, this is probably one of the main treasures we wanted to hold on to, to remember her by.
And when she brought it over, it was in working order?
It was all in working order. We would say to her, can you open the box for us and show us what's inside? Because we weren't allowed to learn how to open it because it was such a special box. And eventually she would open it and we'd have a look at what sort of treasure she'd have inside. She kept all the old coins in there. There are lots of coins from sort of pre-decimalisation, crowns and half crowns and pennies and everything. So they're all still in there, and I thought it'd be quite nice to keep them in there still.
It must have been really cool for your mum to then suddenly unlock everything and show it to you all open.
We thought she was magic, that Mum somehow had some special powers that she, only her could open the box. And then unfortunately, myself and my 2 sisters, one summer holiday, we wanted to explore the secrets of the box.
Right.
And in trying to open it and find out what was inside, we managed to break it. So Mum was quite upset with us.
You see, if your mum actually showed you how to open this, it wouldn't have broken.
Absolutely.
You see?
So it's her fault, really, isn't it? Yeah.
What would you like me to do? Yeah.
The pictures and the design are really faded, and I remember it being much more vibrant. But ultimately, you just got to make it work, Will, if you could, and for you to teach me how to open it.
Well, I really like challenging things to work on, and this looks very challenging, but I'm hoping I'm going to get this fixed to you.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, and I'll see you soon.
OK, bye.
I absolutely love this box. I mean, this has been made with quite some skill. That is really cool. You can't even see the join lines between these 3 panels here, which makes it even harder to work out how to open this. Now, I know that this panel here slides open freely, but I think that's because we're missing a piece of wood there. The fact that this box is broken and the panels come off the side is sort of like a blessing in disguise, really, because it really gives me more an insight to how this was made. So does that slide that way? Hold on. I see. Oh, this is really clever. That side goes down, that side goes up, it slips out. Replacing the missing panel is integral to getting this back into its box shape. I also need to replace all the detail on the outside, which is going to be really tricky. But it is quite handy because it's almost a replica of the panel on the other side. I think I might take this over to the bandsaw, try and find some decent wood to match, and see if I can replicate that shape.
Having meticulously mapped out the electrical wiring of the go-kart's motor, Mark is under starter's orders.
Now that I've taken it apart, I feel comfortable to actually apply power to it for the first time in decades to check that the motor is still running and turning. This is the actual accelerator switch. The micro switch originally was fitted to the front pedal on the right-hand side, so that's where it's got to go back again. So I'm going to use this little cable to bridge the switch. I've already preset the power supply to run 6 volts. Let's just see. Oh, there we go, straight away. Well, hey, look at that. You can hear it's running smoothly. That's the most important part of the whole operation, is that this little motor is still working. It's been dormant, it's been asleep for so long. We've now woken it up for the first time and it wants to be awake. That's terrific. There was quite a lot of rust on the chrome on Rachel's go-kart here, and using wire wool to clean it. I am absolutely astonished how well it's actually presenting itself. The rust seems very superficial rather than actually really getting into the metal. So the original chroming has actually worked in protecting it quite well. But it is time consuming. Patience is what you need. The plastic cowling is looking rather tired. Where it's been stored in the loft for over 4 decades, it's just deteriorated pretty poorly. So the only option I have to make this look really nice is to respray it. Now, these stickers, been there for so long, the likelihood if I try to lift them, they're going to rip. What I'm going to have to do is protect them from the spray, and that is by literally covering them up with tape and then very, very carefully trimming and cutting the tape round the edge so it's perfectly matched. It would be so easy just to go down the line of replacing it, but then you've lost some of its originality, and if you can maintain and keep as much of it as we possibly can, that's always the best thing. That bit was easy. It's the next part which is going to take a bit longer.
As Mark toils away on the go-kart, another childhood favourite is on its way into the repair shop. Una McCabe, her daughter Siobhan, and grandson Cormac have brought a furry friend for bear repair pair, Julie and Amanda.
That's it. Well. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Come on, sit down, Cormac.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Cormac.
Yay. And who is this? We brought Ted. Ted was bought for me when I was a baby by my eldest sister. She saw him in a shop window, so she went in and put a deposit on him, and then each Friday when she got paid, she went in and paid off the bear until
lovely.
she was able to bring him back, and she thought he cost about 5 shillings. And at that time, that would have been in 1954, was a lot of money. So he is very special.
Am I detecting an Irish accent?
Yes, I'm from Dublin.
Because this is a little Irish bear.
Yes.
It was made in Ireland, so that's really nice.
Yes.
Una, were you close to your sister?
Yes, she was my oldest sister. She was the oldest in the family. So she looked after me quite a bit. Kit is her name. Christina is what she likes to be called, but we've always called her Kit. And I have 3 other sisters and 5 brothers.
Wow.
And I didn't have any other bear. It was the only, and actually, I don't think any of the others had a bear either. So, yeah, so he was very precious.
What are your memories of Ted?
Well, he was always there. I had to have him at night time for sleeping. And there's 2 buttons at the back, and the top one is fixed.
Yeah.
And the other one just moves up on a little slot, and it actually opens quite wide.
Yeah.
Because his mouth opened, the obvious thing to do was to give him some food. So it did get a bit messy in there, but I was convinced he ate it.
Yeah, I mean, usually that mouth is red.
Yeah, very far back it's pink. It is pink.
So I think it's important that we address the fact that poor Ted's missing a leg.
Yes.
Can you tell us how that happened?
Yes, I'd gone to America for 3 months, and while I was gone, my nieces and nephews always came down to us on a Sunday, and one of them, Kathy, was particularly fond of cuddlies, and unbeknownst to my mother, she actually took him home with her. So the next time my mother was up there, she found him, but unfortunately, he was legless. Well, one leg was gone, wasn't quite legless, and she searched, but she couldn't find the other leg. But apart from that, I think he survived very well for 60-odd years.
Absolutely.
Siobhan and her sister Sarah played with him. Not as much as...
No.
Siobhan reckons I didn't let them play with him very much.
Really? He used to... I don't know if he didn't let us, but he always sat on the mantelpiece in your bedroom. Mm-hmm. And we would get him down, but we always knew he was special, so we were quite careful with him.
His nose is just a little bit... There's a couple of stitches that may be on his nose. And he's a bit fragile. Yes.
Do we need to try and make this Cormac-proof?
That would be really lovely if you could, because it is going to be his bear.
OK. So you want him strong again so that Cormac can play with him?
Yes, and be able to play with him and enjoy him, like I did.
Thank you so much for bringing Ted to us.
Thank you very much.
You're so welcome.
It seems strange leaving him, but I know you look after him.
We will.
And
We will.
treat him
Don't
well.
worry.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. He's looking quite poorly, really. The more I'm looking at him, he's quite fragile. Stating the obvious, he definitely needs a leg.
We can do that.
Yeah, of course we can. Face needs some attention, and I think I would quite like to reline the inside of that mouth because he's been fed
All sorts. By the
all
look
sorts.
Of it.
Yeah. You happy to take the leg job on?
Sure.
Yeah?
Absolutely. Yes.
OK, so I'll start taking him apart, and then I can hand that to you, and then I can get on with the rest. OK. Come on. Yay! Yes! There you go. He really is legless now. All yours.
Thank you very much.
Wood wizard Will has been working his magic on a box that's been an unsolved mystery for decades.
I've now replaced the wooden panel on Angie's puzzle box. I've just finished sanding it and shaping it so it matches everything else. At the moment, it stands out like a sore thumb, but my plan is to replace all that missing detail with thin bits of veneer. Before I do that, though, I need to give this box a good old clean. Well, I've given the box a good old clean, but in the process, it's really brought out a lot of the colours on the outside of the box. There's some lovely sort of red flowers going on here, and I can kind of see in this scene here, that little boat on the water has like a light pink sail, and I've got a feeling that would have been once as bright as that flower. So I thought it'd be really nice to inject some of that colour back onto the box. And to do that, I'm going to use these inks. Now, straight out of that jar, I mean, that's not too far off. I mean, it's pretty much the same colour. Now, I mean, that's not a bad match at all. I think that if I use that red for the roof and the sail, that's really going to bring out that sort of lovely landscape. And I can do the same thing with the trees and the bushes. Now, I love the translucency of the ink. If I used a paint instead of an ink, it will then sit on the surface and it sort of blocks all the lovely patterns in the wood grain. It's starting to look quite the part, so it's time to get some veneer onto that surface. Mainly that bit of banding that goes across. I mean, it runs right around the outside of the box, and it's going to be really quite hard to replicate. But what I've got is this stringing here. The plan is to stick it down at an angle, like that. And you chop it off like that. And then you repeat the process like this. It's really fiddly work. And what I need to do is do exactly the same thing in quite a long line. Then I run some glue across the top surface, and it should peel off as the precise bit of banding that I need for the side of the box. It's peeled off really nicely. Now that's a pretty good match. Lovely. Right, I'm gonna get that stuck in place now. Well, there we are, the new piece of banding. Now that's in place, I can start cutting up the pieces for the surrounding areas.
After a full service, Mark's about to see if the vintage go-kart is good to go.
That's the final wire in position. Now, this is quite a tense moment because this is what, 4 decades it's been resting. So here we go. Ooh, hey! Oh, we've got slow, fast, stop and reverse. Well, yeah, it works really well. I'm so pleased. It seems to give quite a bit of energy, and I can imagine as a child spinning around, it's going to be great fun. I just wish I was a bit smaller and I could fit in it, but I can't. I've got a few things left to do. I've got to put the front cowling on. I want to polish it up, make it look really smart. Then it'll be ready for Emma and her children. Can't wait.
This specially adapted go-kart had been a gift for Rachel, who sadly never got to ride in it before she died. Having been untouched ever since, her sister Emma is back to see it given a new lease of life, 40 years later.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing really good, thank you.
Hello, Emma.
Hi, Mark. Nice to see you again.
And you again, yes. It's all exciting, eh?
Really exciting day.
So what are you hoping for?
Gosh, I'm hoping that it works.
and I'm hoping that it looks a little bit newer than it did.
Right.
So perhaps when Rachel first saw it on Christmas morning,
Yes.
if it could look a little bit more like that, then that would be wonderful. Because it's one of the things that really reminds me of her.
Are you ready to see it?
Yes. Oh, it's amazing. Takes my breath away. I love the fact that you've kept the authenticity of it, actually, Mark. The fact that the labels are still a little bit worn, and you've got the plates here.
Yeah.
I love that sort of contrast with making it new again, but not so new that we forget that it was Rachel's.
Yeah, it's a story of a restoration rather than a complete rebuild.
Yes. You've done an amazing job. You really
Thank
have. Does it go, Mark?
Of course it will go.
OK.
Of course it will go.
I am so excited to share it with the kids, but also with my mum. Yeah.
Yes, that's the important thing as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's sort of bringing the past and the present together, isn't it?
Yes. I think it's really important for my mum that she is able to see it fixed, and for her grandkids to get the pleasure out of it.
Yes.
Come on then, I'll get the door.
Emma has been joined at the barn by her children, Seren and Milo, who can't wait to start a new chapter with this toy.
Who's going in the go-kart first?
With them is Emma's mum, Bertie, who bought the go-kart for her daughter Rachel over 40 years ago.
Here it comes. Look at that!
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
It's amazing. Yeah, very.
OK, so the green one gives you the forward and back. The red one, number 1 slow, number 2 fast.
Oh, that was quite fast, actually.
Yeah, it's about sort of good walking.
Look at that. Quality. What do you think, Bertie?
I'm thrilled with it. I never expected to see it like this. It's just wonderful.
Come back for lunch. Mark has done a fantastic job on the go-kart, better than I really expected.
That's it.
It's wonderful to see the kids enjoying it in a way that it was meant to be, really.
There'll be no stopping him now.
Well, thank you for bringing it in. I'm sure you want to get this home now,
Thank
don't
you
you?
both very much.
You're very kind.
I'm really
Thank you so
thrilled
much.
with the result.
Take care now.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There you go. Perfect.
That was
Well
good.
done. Yeah, nice one.
That was nice.
Come on in.
In her quest to get Ted back on 2 legs, Julie must make him a new one. Her plan is to use his remaining leg as a template.
It is always lovely when you do open original seams to see the fabric that's been tucked behind for many, many years. It's a little peek into his past. Last little bit. And there we have one leg. Beautiful. It's a bit dirty though. I think I'll go and give it a clean.
So I'm having a really good look at Ted, and the first job that I want to tackle is his mouth. The inside of Ted's mouth is made from a faux type leather. It's not made anymore, but we are so lucky on this occasion that we have a piece that is actually vintage, so of the same era as Ted. And it's the right colour, which is remarkable. Open your mouth. Let me have a look.
Looks like I'm giving him something to bite on for the pain.
But I'm not. So I've got to give myself plenty of allowance, so I'm kind of coming outside but keeping to the shape. The Teds get loved and they do sort of stretch out a shape and form their own little character, really. So that's why it's so important that we look into these little quirks and things. Okay.
So, this is the new leg. This is the old leg. The original leg has quite significant areas of balding, and I'm going to do my best to replicate that. I'm quietly confident. I'm going to start to remove the hair, and I've got all of this to do. It's going to take a bit of time and a bit of patience to get it right.
I can start replacing the stitches for Ted's nose. You can literally see a faded area there where I've got to stitch to. Because these were being made in a factory, so we had one person just stitching noses all day, and they were brilliant at doing it, but none of them went out exactly the same. I've also got to take into consideration that his face is slightly to one side now. Over the years, he's been cuddled and loved. This is always a challenge to get this spot on and to get it right. But it's my favourite job to do. Just gives them their character back and lights up their face. Okay, so we're nearly there. One more little thing to do. It's just a little trick of mine. When I'm using new black thread on an old bear, I like to make it look as if it's a bit faded and a bit old. This is just simple beeswax. And I stroke it on his nose like this. And lo and behold, this nose looks now like it's been kissed and loved and stroked for many, many years. Well, there we go. The stitching's all done. Yeah, perfect.
We've decided to use sub to restuff Ted. And sub is really just a stuffing made out of a combination of different fibres. Originally, it would have been what was found lying around the loom and the factory floor, and it makes an absolutely perfect stuffing. It's kind of an early form of recycling. Once I'm happy with the firmness and have stuffed this leg completely, I will just need to pop in the joint, do exactly the same with the other leg, then he can all go back to Amanda for reassembly.
Will has reassembled his assignment, the puzzle box that accompanied a trainee nurse from Hong Kong in the 1950s. Now he must meticulously match the remaining veneer to camouflage his work.
I'm making really good progress with the puzzle box now. It has been quite hard, though, to find the right veneer. So I've grabbed some veneer that I've had hanging around, and I've altered them, basically, with different types of ink. My plan is to, almost like a patchwork quilt, slice up these pieces and glue them together, and I'm hoping to be able to imitate that same kind of random pattern on the outside there. It's slow progress, but it's really starting to pay off. Well, that's all the woodwork done, and I would say that you wouldn't be able to tell what panel I've replaced. And I'm hoping Angie's not going to be able to tell either. I've got a few finishing touches to make, but it's almost there.
This ornate box is one of the few things Angie has left of her mum's, but she's never solved the riddle of how to open it.
Hey.
Hi.
Lovely to see you again.
And you. And you.
You're looking kind of nervous.
I'm excited, but yeah, a little bit nervous.
Yeah? Now, I know that this box means quite a lot to you. It's been on quite a bit of a journey as well. It came over from...
Hong Kong.
And then it was broken.
Yes. 3 very guilty girls. So I'm excited to see, you know, what it actually looks like now.
Would you like to have a look?
I would love to have a look. I would really love to have a look. Wow. That is amazing. That looks almost like I really remember it as a little girl, but better. You know, more brighter, more vivid. And yeah, it just looks perfect, absolutely perfect. It's the same but different. It really, really is the same but different. I can't even tell which is the little bit that was broken.
Yes.
I've got to work out how to open it now, haven't I? So if I think it was... Right, that one goes there. Now, does that one go the other way? No, that one goes there. We're going to be here all day, you know that, don't you? Oh, that one's moving. OK.
Good. Yes.
Ah,
You're nearly there.
I'm nearly there. Does that go again?
Yeah.
And then it opens. Oh, wow, so that end... That is brilliant. We never knew it worked like that. I never knew you had to do it bit by bit. That's why we probably broke it, because we forced it to go across. Oh, Mum would be so pleased. She really, really would. And I think my sister who's still here and for my sister who's not still here, you know, this means a lot. It really does mean a lot to us. I'm so grateful. Honestly, I really am grateful. It's beautiful.
It's been a pleasure trying to wrap my brain around how to open it and how to fix it.
We will treasure this for a very long time now. Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Will.
Bye-bye.
Bye. It's absolutely brilliant having the box back as it should be. It sort of closes a really lovely chapter in all of our lives. The fact that, you know, it is beautiful, and as Mum would have remembered it. So I'm absolutely delighted. It's perfect.
Thanks to Julie's nimble stitching, Ted's legs are ready for reattachment surgery.
Look at that. 2 lovely
Which
little
is which?
leggings.
Which is which?
Well, it's a bit unfair to ask me because I know.
Be like that then.
They look great. Done a really good job.
Thank
well
you.
done.
So you won't be hopping around anymore?
No. Right, get them on in with them. So I'm using the old traditional way of jointing a teddy bear, which is the way it's been done for many, many years. So I've got the split pin going through into the inside of the body. And first of all, I'm going to pop the disc onto that pin. I'm using really small pointy pliers, and I'm going to turn this down. Squeeze tight like that. Just try it out and see how it's feeling. Oh, good, look at that. Julia's done such a good job. Look at him. Hasn't had 2 legs for years. I know Cormac loves Ted, and he's going to play with him and he's going to love him. He's, you know, he's getting on for retirement, but he's still got a lot of hugs in him.
60-year-old Ted provided comfort and joy across 3 generations, but the years had taken their toll. Una has returned with daughter Siobhan and grandson Cormac, eager to be reunited with her furry friend.
Let's go. You go to sleep. Ted has got a look.
Hello, welcome back.
Say hello.
Come on, Cormac.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's under there? Do you think we should uncover him? What do you think, Cormac?
Where is he?
Where is he?
Oh, Cormac, isn't he beautiful? Look, he's got a new leg.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Wow. How did you get it to look so similar?
It's exactly the same. Look at him. That is amazing. He is beautiful.
Oh, look, it's nice and red
Look.
inside.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. He's still Ted, isn't he? Very much.
Yes.
But he's back all together and complete.
I just think he's amazing. I love the way he's still Ted. He's bald in places, and he still looks like Ted, but a better, smarter version of Ted with his new nose and 2 legs. He looks amazing.
And I love the Irish bows. Thank you very much. You're sharing your sweet with Ted. Are you? That's so generous.
Oh, you're so kind.
You know, this is exactly what I did, was fed him
Yeah.
sweets, and it's lovely to see that he's doing the same.
I can see quite a few teddy bear picnics coming up.
I can too.
Isn't it amazing that something that your big sister bought for you can now be played with by your grandson?
Absolutely, but that's thanks to both of you.
What will Kit make of Ted now?
Oh, I think it'll bring back lots of memories for her.
Yeah.
Her generosity in buying him, because he was expensive for her
Yes.
to have to buy. Yeah, so I'm bringing him over to Ireland in September, and she can see him in person then.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
He feels very, very precious. Thank you. And thank you for looking after him so well.
We've loved it.
Bye.
Say bye.
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 Oh, I'm just delighted to have Ted back. It's a very special day to see Cormac interacting with Ted the way I did. And it'll also be very special when I share it with my sister and she sees him back to how he was. So I think it'll be a lovely reunion, because he hasn't been back to Ireland for about 50 years, so it'll be lovely.